Hello, my name is Christine Kramer, and I'm doing my presentation on digital footprint and reputation for our students. And the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about was basically just an overview of the digital footprint, what that is, and reputation, and how it relates to our students. So, reputation is a legacy issue. A lot of our students are very concerned with the reputation that they have, and now that extends to the online reputation that they have. This relates to our students and to our lives because a lot of what happens outside of the classroom gets brought into our classrooms. And some of our heaviest users of online tools and social media are our young students. And unfortunately, many of the young people that we deal with are very unconcerned and very unaware of the dangers of sharing their personal information and posting videos or whatever it is what they're doing, how it can actually affect them in the future. And I think the big key thing is that they're unaware, a lot of them, because we are not educating them properly on how to be a digital citizen. So that's some things I'm going to talk to you about today. So the situation for students today, the reality is students' mistakes that they make online are actually Googleable today. So when we were students, many of us, that was not an issue for us. The mistakes from puberty stayed in the past. However, now with new social media and just the expansion of the internet, students are able to post things all the time. And so whatever they're posting is going to follow them. And so their mistakes from puberty will follow them. It is important for educators to help our students be able to shape a positive digital footprint and reputation. So then it can affect them positively in the future. Social media and the internet does not have to be negative. It can be a positive way to promote yourself. And so we should be teaching students how to do that. The first scenario I'm going to talk to you about today is a student who applied for a prestigious high school in Missouri and was actually rejected because of her Facebook page. So it was down to her and another girl, and the college decided to go with the other girl because of her posting pictures about drinking alcohol and going to parties, and she was underage, obviously, as well. So that affected her, and she wasn't able to get into the high school, and they went with the other candidate. So the impact of scenario one. Obviously, college administrators and employers read online profiles and they do make decisions based upon information they find out about people online, especially their applicants. So in 2012, 30% of people, companies, actually screened their people online, their applicants online, before they would even consider hiring them. It's 2016 now, so I'm sure that number has gone way up. Universities and employers will make decisions based upon many forms of questionable involvement that our students may have on their any type of online account that they have. So we want to make sure that nothing is left to interpretation and that we help our students build a positive legacy on the internet. So another scenario that actually happened at the school that I work at, and we've had a lot of issues with social media in general, but one thing actually happened on our campus. It's actually been happening. It's happened a couple of times, and one time it happened with a specific student that I have in my class, and she filmed a fight and posted it on some of her social media sites, and the major issue was that it happened on our campus and no one was around. So there was a lot of scary things going on. So that was a very unfortunate use of social media. I actually have an example from YouTube. It was someone posted it online.
It's like she's trying to kill her. The video is now in the hands of investigators at the Lee County Sheriff's Office. They are determining if charges will be filed. We first showed you this video last night at 11 o'clock. We learned today this is the fourth fight at Riverdale High this year. There was only one fight last year. NBC2's Dave Elias is live at the school off Buckingham.
So you can see that was a very intense fight, and that was very similar to the fight that actually happened at our school. And so the consequences of that scenario, specifically for my school and for the students, the consequences for the school was that it's a very negative image of our school. Fortunately, no news stations picked it up. Unfortunate for Riverdale, but the student filming and others that were in the actual shot of the filming were cheering on the students that were fighting. So it was really unfortunate for our school. And then consequences for the student. Definitely, we had our principal decided to suspend her, the student, and then her digital reputation is going to follow her the rest of her life. She did say, she did take down the video. However, a lot of other people had viewed it. Maybe some people, downloaded it. Whatever, you just don't know, and so it will follow her. And the suspension will also follow her when applying for high schools and universities, and she'll have to explain that situation to if they ask. So that's unfortunate as well. So, oops, I made a mistake. Can you clean up my digital reputation? So, when I am teaching about digital reputations and just their footprint in general, a lot of questions come up, and this is probably the most common is, Ms. Kramer, I made a mistake. What do I do? And so I always tell them, cleaning up your digital reputation can be a very difficult task. However, even though you can't erase what happened in the past online, you can build a better image of yourself online over time. If you are posting positive things all the time that put you in a positive light, that's going to help your online reputation. So here's some help. I also give my students some helpful things to remember when posting online. So for the future, even if they've made a mistake. So one thing is to stop and think about any content before they post or send it. So would I be okay with my mom looking at this? Would I be okay with my teacher looking at this? Questions to ask themselves. Treat others online as you would like to be treated. A lot of people hide behind their phones or the social media because they don't confront people, face to face. But it's still confronting someone. It's just in an online format. And so just be very careful with how you are treating others online and what would you say to their face. Also set your profile to private and check every now and then to make sure the settings haven't changed, because we've had a lot of problems with people being hacked, especially Instagram accounts, and posting very negative things about other students. And so making sure that your profile is private and that you're checking it to make sure that everything is okay and up to date. And then to keep an eye on photos that you may be tagged in by your friends or other people, and then remove ones that might be offensive. Teaching about a digital footprint and reputation is extremely important, and it's really clear from the video we just watched especially that there needs to be digital citizenship in education. Students' digital reputations are very important, and they define how they're going to be perceived by others now and also in the future, either now by their peers, by their schools, but also in the future by their maybe employers or the universities they choose to go to. So just remembering that it's very important for us as educators to make sure that students know the importance of keeping up a positive reputation online as well. And these are my citations. Thank you so much for watching this presentation,